So we're going to do things a little differently to start this week's news update. We're going to tell you about a Delaware woman who was expecting her most recent vacation to be filled with relaxation and fun, but it soon turned into a nightmare when she was brutally attacked and left to die in the resort's basement. Now, it's not a fun subject to discuss, but it is a story that we do think you need to hear and hopefully will help to keep you safe on your next trip. Now, there are photos of this attack, but we're not going to show them. But you can go to our website, thejetset.tv, and see them there. So the story begins, Tammy Lawrence Daly and her husband were staying at an all-inclusive resort in Punta Cana called Majestic Elegance and looked forward to their week-long trip of sunshine and beach time. And after attempting to get room service and learning that the resort was allegedly no longer delivering food, Lawrence Daly said that she decided to go downstairs to their resort's lounge and grab a snack. That's when she was suddenly attacked while walking back to her room alone in the rotunda between buildings. Quote, "That's when I heard it. Heavy footsteps, 1, 2, 3, 4, then they sped up. Then before I could react, I was plowed into from behind and immediately immobilized," she said in a Facebook post. She went on to say, "His arms wrapped around me and he started pulling me immediately into an unlocked maintenance room." Now, after a brutal attack, she was found 8 hours later and treated for her many injuries, including her mouth being ripped apart, a broken nose, a fractured hand, and partial loss of hearing in her left ear. Now, though most of her injuries were internal and depend on scar tissue healing with time, Lawrence Daly says that there's one thing she's particularly upset about. Quote, "I always said the one thing I loved about myself was my smile. I always have a smile for everybody. I love my sense of humor, and that's the one thing the guy stole from me. He stole my smile, and that just kills me."
Yeah, you know, the thing is, when you go on a vacation like this, it almost seems like that Disneyland effect where you think nothing bad could happen because we're on vacation and it's a happy place and all of that. And it is a reminder to anyone that travels, whether for business or pleasure, that you've really got to watch your surroundings. I mean, I was reading this story too, and I started reading it and I thought, I don't know if I want to, you can't stop reading it because you're going, oh my gosh, that could be, especially women, you know? Yeah. And so when she was dragged down into that basement and how she describes it, that the beatings were they were repetitive and they were so severe. And then she was thrown into a drainage area and she was down there, she could barely think, but all she kept thinking is there was no way anybody was gonna find her.
Right.
This story is just so heartbreaking to me because as a woman, and I love to travel, and so anytime another woman is put in a situation like this, it just breaks my heart, and I can't believe that she was in this situation where she didn't know if she was ever gonna be found.
Right.
And that is a long time to be wondering, am I going to die down here? So I just,
well, luckily her friends really were persistent, and her husband, and they demanded that we get to search every square inch.
So they went to the front desk. Her husband went to the front desk asking about her whereabouts, and at first the hotel did not help them. They just chalked it up to it being an American tourist that was probably drunk and just, fell asleep on the beach. But that's not what happened at all. It's a completely different outcome. Now, she can pursue this legally. However, due to a lack of evidence and the crime procedure being different in the Dominican Republic, she would have to return to the Caribbean country to testify, which is something that she does not want to do. So she's been told that likely nothing will come of this at all.
This is just terrible.
Never go alone.
Exactly.
Always be in well-lit areas and make sure that the place that you're staying at is a place that you can trust.
Exactly. Exactly.